This video is about external hard drive storage options if you have a $1,800 Dell laptop or if you have a $1,400 Mac Mini. Most of you are probably going to edit your video on the internal hard drive. That's great, but as you start to add more and more projects, you're probably going to run out of space on your internal solid-state hard drive. The mechanical hard drives are a more economical way to back up your video clips than storing them on solid-state hard drives. These options are all really good options, but they would work better for certain situations. This particular option here, as you can tell, it slides right open. This will actually fit in an expansion bay on an ATX computer. This enclosure allows it to be used externally with a laptop or even an iMac. This is a little bit more rugged and durable than these two options. If I was to stick this hard drive into this enclosure, it would stay nice and snug. With these two hard drives, if I had to get data off of somebody's computer, whether it be video files or documents, I could use these two options, but I'd probably want to bring the hard drive over in this type of a device right here. As you can tell, it has padding on it. The hard drive will stay nice and snug. These will work okay as well. It will protect your hard drive pretty decent, but you can usually get 6 of these for about $20 to $25, so you might as well spend the extra cash. It'll look a little bit nicer too. The reason I wouldn't drive over to a client's house with the hard drive already in these devices is they're more apt to break, because when you put the hard drive in these devices, let me take this piece of plastic off. I've cut a little hole in here so that I can leave this plugged in and hooked up to my Mac Mini, and if it's dusty, the dust won't get on the unit itself. That's just something I did. I'm sure most people will just throw this plastic cover out. When you do insert the hard drive, what you're doing is you're letting these little connectors connect to the connectors on this particular device. It's not that they're going to snap off really easy, but as you can imagine, I wouldn't want to put those in there and drive over to a client's house to get their data. I would definitely have the hard drive in something like this. The same with this hard drive option. These two can take the larger mechanical hard drives, or they can take the smaller solid-state drives. This one can only take the larger mechanical hard drives. These type of hard drives, the smaller ones, would connect to the SATA port in there, but you'd never get your hand in there to connect it. And once it was connected, if you could, you wouldn't be able to pull it out. Like with this device here, it just opens from the side, and you can just take this and pop it in easy enough. If you want to get it out, you kind of have to use a little bit of force, kind of like once it's in there, and then to pop it back out. Where if you could connect this into here, in order to get it unplugged, you'd never be able to do it. So that's another difference between all of these hard drive options. I should let people know that, you know, it's easy to connect it to here. Like I said, it's not like it's going to be super weak or anything like that. As I plug this into here, now it's in there. It's probably never going to break. But like I said, you wouldn't want to transport it to a client's house with hard drives in it. Even if I had the mechanical hard drive, and I'll plug this one in really quick. And now it's in there. Like I said, these little connectors are the only thing holding these in place with these two type of products. With this product, there's a little spring in there that will actually hit against the hard drive a little bit to have a little bit of tension. And so it's in there really nice and snug. It's not the same with these two options. I will say this is more expensive. The outer enclosure is going to be about $50 to $60. In the internal device, this here, that's going to run you about $15 to like $25, depending on which brand you buy. So this is going to be the most expensive option, but the most rugged and durable if you have to bring it over to a client's house to get data. These two aren't as rugged and durable, but as you can tell, this one doesn't take up as much space either. If your desk is cramped with all kinds of devices, this might be your better option. This one here might be your best option if you want to make copies of your hard drive. This can do hard drive backups without the need of a computer. A lot of these sell for between $30 to $40, so they're not that expensive. This usually sells for about $25 to $35, but that's really what it all boils down to. It's about editing on your internal hard drive, whether you have a Mac Mini or a $1,600 Dell laptop, and then when you store the data and put it away for like 2 or 3 years before you look at it again, you'll probably want to use the older mechanical hard drives because they're a lot less expensive at this point in time than buying solid state drives. The cool thing about using these old mechanical hard drives is that you just have to buy one device, where I know some people will get external hard drives and they'll all use different power adapters, although I know a lot of them can get their power from the USB cable or even the Thunderbolt cable, but some of them do not. So all three of these devices have unique features, and which one's the best option for you, that would depend on what your needs are.